Hello children, going to read you a little story. So, are we sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Once upon a time there was a meadow by a stream where screech owls, harried voles and otters chased the bream, and a gentleman and lady who were taking in the view said, "What a perfect place to build a home for me and you." So soon there was a house, then a baby, then a second, and the mummy and the daddy said, "We're clearly rather fecund, let's have a couple more. After all, there's lots of land for our brood to frolic freely, yet be safely close at hand." So the happy couple prospered and the happy family grew, not just in feet and inches, but in actual numbers too. Until one day the oldest, or the second oldest, said he'd need his own abode because he planned on getting wed. "No problem," said the parents. "We can let you have a plot in the corner by the aspens. It's a lovely little spot." But his sister overheard, and she said, "It isn't fair. What about the rest of us? We ought to have a share." "Don't worry," said the parents. "There's plenty to go round. All you got to do is clear a little bit more ground." When the other children heard this, they thought that it was great to have a fine new home on a jolly nice estate. So they cleared the oak and ash and the little clump of spruce and settled down enthusiastically to reproduce. And when their kids had kids and had felled the last few trees, one or two observed he was becoming quite a squeeze. Not quite the place for all their kids to reach their full potential, where breeding could continue to be well nigh exponential. Long gone was the meadow, the owls, the voles, the birds. The otters buggered off because the river brimmed with turds. So everybody asked the one they reckoned was the wisest if he could see a way to solve the desperate housing crisis. He wandered to the sludgy stream to have a little think, and he smoked a little weed, and he had a little drink. And as he watched his empty lager tin surf the fetid tide, he looked above the bank to the fields the other side. And he had his brain wave when he thought that things could not be bleaker. If he'd heard of Archimedes, he'd have shouted out, "Eureka!" "It's a brilliant idea," he thought, "that no one else espouses. To solve the housing crisis, simply build a lot more houses." And he smiled a little smile as he watched some rabbits play beside a patch of gorse in the field across the way. When he told the others of his wonderful idea, they said he was a genius, and all began to cheer. "You ought to be in Parliament, you shouldn't hesitate." And he wound up in the DfE as Secretary of State. The moral of this story always gets a warm reception, so long as there's just one more meadow who needs contraception. Okay, good night, boys and girls. Time for bed. Don't do too much sleeping, okay?